Yes. Delightful. Yes, I am live. Hello. Hello. What's up, everybody? How are you doing? Yes, it has gone live. Lovely. So, I will say right at the beginning, even though nobody is in the chat yet, what is this? Because I don't live stream often. Why am I live streaming now? Well, I just felt like it. Live streaming has been something I've wanted to do more of for quite a long time, and I've, you know, with the new edition releasing, I then had a lot of stuff going on, and then Brutal and Cunning, and then December, Christmas, very busy at work as well. So I'm attempting to start something that will be a regular thing. It might not always be Mondays. It probably will always be 7:30 start my time. I don't know why. That's just what other big streamers, that's when they start, if they're in the UK. Well, allow me to interrupt my ramble to say, Brian, thank you so much for the $10. You're a lad, as we would say over here. Triangle, hello. Live streams means super chats, right? You are doing it very correctly. Yes, thank you very much. You're too kind. You're too kind. And yeah, so this is something that I want to attempt to start doing on a regular basis. Regular being once a week, right? If I need to do it twice a week, so be it. But once a week I think is a good goal. And it might not always be Mondays. This is just a starter for 10. We'll see how we do with it. Hey, if you haven't been to a live stream before of a warhammer, I have a big pile of hobby in front of me, and my general goal is I'm going to do hobby whilst I fill dead air. Hopefully there will be chat that is kind of interesting for you to read, and then for me to occasionally glance over at and to interact with and talk with, hopefully. But ultimately, even though the thumbnail says there's like 3 bullet points, those are like the general talking points that I have there to prompt myself to think about and talk a little bit about. But don't expect to come away from this having learned anything, right? You might gain something, but you won't learn anything, okay? Those are just general ideas that I'm having and thoughts I'm having and such things. I do realise now that with me on the right, I seem to have my face directly next to my logo, which is fine, but really distracting. So I'm actually going to change that right now, and then I will say hello to chat. Let's put me over there. And that. And that. Oh, that's bad for battle kit. We'll see how that works. We move that over there. Cool. Poor battle kit. Okay, well that doesn't work for battle kit. I'll drop that. I don't know. What am I doing? Okay. We call this a technical issue. It's fine. Right, I'll put that there. And then I'll shift it into position. That's the wrong one. Cool, cool. We crop. There you go. Look at that. 6 years of streaming experience brought to you right there. That's troubleshooting on the fly. Minimize? No, Jordan, we're good. Right. Hello, Jin, good to see you. You're not normally a streamer. What? Yeah, you are. Don't know why I was about to say that. Of course, I do intend to. I just did a Patreon video earlier today, so all of my patrons already know. But I fully intend to buy a ticket to your tournament on the 18th of January. I have not done it yet, and I'm fully aware of that, but I do intend to. I'm telling people I'm going, I just haven't bought a ticket. You couldn't go 7 of us, nobody's, no, I would never do such a thing, obviously. 7-7, okay, alright. Alright, I'll wear the name of nobody with pride, alright. Luckily, nobody cares about the date 7-7, so that's fine. E1, hello Wade, good day from the land down under. Good to see you, Wade, how's it going? Major Tom, Majorus Thomas, good to see you, my man. Riker Lambert, is that your actual name? Has to be asked. Hey, in the future, could you make a very detailed video about cover, because me and my kill team... Is that a joke? Are you a patron and you're saying something about something that I talked about in a Patreon video? I can't remember what I've said and where I've said it. That's all I'm going to say. Because yes, that's coming out this week. There you go. I'll be carrying on with my Aquilons then. Please do. Please do. We need the Commandos short, and we need it now. I haven't done the Commandos, actually. Relatively embarrassingly. Yeah, awkward, I know. Have I? No, I have. Yeah. Have I? I know exactly what I'm doing, clearly. We need the Commando short and we need it now. Yo, hydration fund, allow me to crack open this bad boy then. That's what you buy. When you pump that hydration fund, I go straight out and buy a caffeine-free Diet Coke. There you go. Thank you very much, Academic Chris. There we go. Adolfo, good to see you, my man. Too bad I'm at work, can't enjoy it on big screen. I like to think that I work better on smaller things. So there you go. I don't know what that was meant to mean. Is the middle pip frozen? No, it shouldn't be. I'm not a patron. Oh, okay. So I have just earlier today finished recording my full, massive, long AF line of sight video. There you go. Yeah. So, yeah, it's done. I just have to edit it together. I can explain it to you right now if you want. It's super easy. Super easy. It's a 40-minute video, but the reason I'm going to show it off is because I just did all the graphics for it today. Graphics, that's not it's not really a graphic. But let me show you the kind of quality you can expect to see. It's going to blow you away, let me tell you that. How can I put this onto here? I can't. I can figure this out. No, that's not it. Where is it? Here we go. Here we go. Look at this. This is going to blow your minds. Can I drop it in? Yep. That's exactly what we wanted. Good. Good. One sec. One sec. One sec. I need to reset the transform. No. Okay. Needless to say, that's too high resolution an image, and I'm just going to not do it. Needless to say, that is done and might be out this week, might not edit it till next week, depends. But that's going to sort you out. You will fully understand everything by the end of it. High-tech circle going into 2025. Ooh. Well, they're really good. You know, it's a tough one, right? Because we know we're about to get a whole load of stuff changed in like, well, next month at least, right? So it's kind of like, is there even a point talking about any of the current teams? I kind of almost don't think so, to be honest with you, because we are about to have it all change on us, which is cool. You know, I'm down with that. I'm down with that. The only real question is, for the poor people that are going to go to an event soon, when's that happening, right? When are we getting that balanced patch? And how open to changes close to the time? Because it has to be January, right? It has to be January. How close is it going to be to, or, you know, our TO is going to allow these things to be changed out? I really hope it's right till the last second, but you never know. You might be wondering, Andy, what hobby is this? Good question. When I painted all of my Volcus, I did my spray technique with it. So, you know, I used a bottle of spray. And that's fine, that's good. However, it's meant that all of the bottoms of my terrain have been covered in like glue? No? Wash. Paint. Which I've never taken off, because why would I? It normally doesn't matter. Except I want to go ahead and put blue tack on the bottom of my terrain. And then when I put the blue tack on, because there's paint there, it pulls the paint off and doesn't work as blue tack. So this is me roughing up the bottoms, which is something that I'm not gonna, yep. So, you know, that's the thing I'm doing, so that I can have a fully blue tacked Vulcus set. Because why wouldn't you do that? Am I right? Some dry brushed rock. Maybe. Working on a Conquest hoplite and a test model for my Nemesis Claw. Are you actually playing Conquest or do you just like the big models? Good evening, Kill Team Ken, my opponent for Wednesday. Which, I'm not going to let you play Legionary, but Angels of Death, Nemesis Claw, I'm down for both of those. I'd like to actually maybe have a chance at winning one of the games. Normally it's 2 weeks before the event. Yeah, I know. But I'm hoping that everyone just says, nah, it's fine, we can just still do it. We can just, you know, 1 week before the event. I understand there has to be a cut-off time and you have to just go with it, but I'd really much prefer that we just play whatever the latest rule set is, even if it drops the day before, right? We're expecting maybe a Wednesday or latest a Thursday drop. I'd be okay with changing it all up, right? I cut my fingers very rarely, if I'm honest. Like, it doesn't happen often, so if you see me cut my fingers, that's a treat for you guys. What am I taking to the tournament? Ah, well, that will be a little bit of a point of chat for today's thing. I have not decided. That's why I haven't bought a ticket yet. Yeah, a little bit awkward. I've decided, as my patrons know, because they've already had my ramble, that I would like to take either Exaction Squad, Blades of Cain, or Mandrakes. And ultimately, I'm not really good enough at the game at this point to win a tournament. So I'm not really caring about winning, per se. But I would like to, you know, give a good showing. My actual target goal is to 50-50, right? I think it's a 4-round tournament, the one in Bristol, that I'll be going to. And I would like to win 2. But that's big. If I win 1, I'll be fine with that. Because I haven't practiced, so I don't deserve to do particularly well. Being reasonable, you need at least a 2-week gap between a balanced patch ladding and it becomes... No, again, I agree. I'm not actually trying to argue for kind of that tournaments should adopt it the day before. I'm just saying, if they did, I wouldn't complain. There you go. That's all I'm not saying they should, but I am saying they should, actually, yes. Jonathan DeLelio, hello. Going to be getting the starter box for War Machine because of your intro video on the game. Any other suggestions that I have forced my brother to... Ooh, good question. Well, so I've put together the starter box, which is not behind me now. I really liked their plastics. Ultimately, having come away from War Machine a little bit, which I was into when it was under Privateer Press, and it was my interest in it was primarily due to I was a little bit bored of Kill Team at the time, can't lie, as we all know, but also I really like the world and the fluff and the lore. The game, a little bit less so. And then after the how to play videos for it didn't perform brilliantly, I haven't really revisited it much, apart from when Steamforged Games took over, because that's obviously very exciting, just as things that are happening for a franchise. But it seems like Steamforged Games has taken a little bit of time, as one would expect, to really, you know, get their feet under the table, or whatever a word is you could use. So, yeah, I still love their models. I still love the world they have, but I don't think the game is really for me, if I'm honest. So I can't really guide you any further, except pick the models you think are coolest and play that. There you go. Apart from that, I can't help. Adolfo, I'll be going to Adepticon in March, so I'll see what to take. Planning to play doubles and maybe GT. Is that Kill Team or 40k? I mean, I assume because of my channel it's Kill Team, but yeah. I know that the people that play doubles seem to always enjoy themselves, so that's good. Adepticon, yeah. Haven't been. I do have to decide which American tournaments I want to go to, if any. LVO's coming up this month, obviously, January, but not sure. Well, I'm not going to that. It's too expensive and too late in the day for me to decide that, obviously, but I would like to go to one this year, that's for sure. Major Tom, I'm playing Conquest. I don't paint for stuff I don't play. I'm right there with you. I'm a gamer. Who would you like to see in a NID team? I love some new Ravagers. Yeah, so I think it was in one of my various videos that I have posited the idea that a new warrior kit, which could be a multi-kit of warriors and raveners because they're already so simple, is the one to go for. That seems like a no-brainer because then you can get 2 types of unit. It could be a multi-kit, kind of similar to how the new Orc kit is, the Tank Busters and the Wreckers. You do the same thing here. Do it Warriors and Raveners or whatever other thing they decide to go with. That would be really cool. I'd be down to clown on that, my friends. If it's not that, then it will just be some other new thing, right? It will just be whatever. It'll be some new bioform, which is fine. I'm cool with that too. You know, new things are cool. Doesn't have to be a new Ravener kit. But it could be, is all I'm saying. That kind of is the logical model refresh. I did just buy a bunch of Tyranids as well, though. If I step back, can you see? Can you see? Yeah, this. Big stack of Tyranids with a box of Mandrakes on the top. Why? Good question. I don't have an answer for you there, buddies. I did it because I thought Mandrakes would be a really cool team to do as Tyranids, where you do like Tyranids as an underground burrowing faction. That's how they're doing Shadow Transport, Mandrakes, right? Instead of Shadow Passage, it's Underground Passage. And yeah, there you go. So I also bought a bunch of Termagants, Gene Sealers, Hormagants, etc. And I was going to do, and then I was going to take the correct arms from the Mandrake kit to put on as claws, because they are claws on the Mandrakes, onto the Tyranids. There you go. Now I know that's a bit of an iffy one, so I would also take the Mandrakes with me, let's be clear. So if someone says, nah, I don't know what you're doing, mate, I would just swap out and play the Mandrakes. But, yeah, that was the plan. But, I don't know, I just got randomly excited for Tyranids. I don't even have an answer for you. So I just bought, like, all the Nids. I bought, can you see it over there? No, you can't. I'll go grab it. One sec. Johnny Double, hello. Hey up, Andy. How's it going? I'm great. Hey, if you're in the stream, what are we in? We're like 20 minutes in? That means it's time for a big double hello. Thank you. Let's go see what let's just go look at other rash purchases I've made. So I picked this up off of Etsy because I don't 3D print myself. This is the Harridan model from Station Forge, right? There you go. Which I picked up and built. Obviously I haven't sprayed it yet or painted it, but there you go. Is what it is. No, I have no answers for why I've done these things. It's just what I've done. There you go. I don't know. I get excited. Vince A, I'm on the fence for my next team. I have Legionaries and Corsairs both declassified soon, deciding between Mandrakes and Felgor. Ooh, well, it depends kind of, you know, what you like, what experience. Those are two very different teams. I think Felgor are kind of the most simple thing you could come up with, or in a sense. Mandrakes are the opposite. They are one of the most shenanigan-filled teams, right? So, what do you want to play? Also, very different themes. I can't help you with that. Adeptus Adequate. The name rings a bell. I'm not going to lie. Adeptus Adequate. If you decide to play Blades of Cain and don't do a video about the tournament, oh, that's why, right, yeah. I would do the tournament. I would still love to hear your thoughts on how it felt. Yeah, so, can I have a Blades of Cain team right here, which are my, you know, my dudes that I've done, which are ready to be painted up, which again was total overkill because I already have a Blades of Cain team. I've been having issues, clearly, as you can tell, and I decided to do what any self-respecting man would do, which is you know, just buy stuff. Retail therapy. But yeah, Blades of Cain are an interesting team. The reason, again, my patrons know this already, but I've been tabled by Blades of Cain like 3 times in a row, and it's really annoying me because everybody says they suck and they're bottom tier, and I've been tabled by them 3 times. I was like, okay, maybe I should play them. Maybe I should play them. I really hope you decide on Block. I'm very interested to see more of them. I think they're doing just fine, if I'm honest. Yeah. Don't think it's something we need to concern ourselves with. I heard Academic Chris say that they are performing well at tournaments. This hasn't worked at all. Right. Let's continue randomly scraping bits of terrain. Great. This is fun. Fun, good hobby content, this, isn't it? With the soon-to-be-released Emperor's Children set / Codex 40k, do you think we will get an EC kill team? Noise Marines, Fabius Bar Creations, etc. I would like to say that the more teams, the better. We should have everything, right? But you know what? For every team we get, that is an infinite number of other teams we didn't get. So if I'm honest, we have quite a lot of these teams already, right? Like, do we really need another Marine team? Slanesh is already a brilliant god to, like, Mark of Chaos to run. Do we need more? I don't know. In the grand scheme of things, I would say no. Not because I don't want it, but because I want other things more. But over the next 3 years, we are going to get another 30 teams. So we'll probably get more things. There you go. Whoa, lovely. Ham-fisted hobbies, double hello. What do you think the data slate will have in store, and how likely do you think it'll be that GW will invalidate their card? They will 100% invalidate their card packs. They can't not. That's what the balanced data slate will do. But that's fine, because I would rather have a balanced game than one that forces itself to not be balanced, I think, to be honest with you. So I'm not overly concerned by that, especially since the rules are free, you know. It was a luxury purchase decision to buy those card packs. They were very expensive. I didn't buy any. So, yeah, I don't know. What does it have in store? Let me tell you what it's going to do. It's going to nerf some very obvious things. It's going to buff some very obvious things. And then the meta is going to reshift to things that are already good and really strong, but because there are things that are just better and stronger, we haven't even seen how strong they are, because whatever this kind of buff, nerf, data slate patch would be, it must have been done around the time when, you know, like what, 3 months ago, when the game released. I reckon they didn't have long at all, assuming that it comes in January, right? Like, what's the turnaround time of that? Minimum 2 months? So what, they had a month of it being in public hands? If you go and look at what people were saying a month ago, the only thing people were saying was that all elites were broken. Legionary, Warp Coven, Inquisition, totally broken. So we can expect those 3 to get nerfed, but anything else, I really don't know. I don't think anybody was talking about what the actual weakest team was. I don't think anybody was noting that Hyrotech Circle was up there busted. I don't think anybody cared about Novitiates at the time. I don't think anybody cared about Felgor, etc, etc. We're going to get a good balanced patch that we need, but it's not going to be enough, really. But that's fine, because it's a new system. And I would expect that the second patch is when we really get to see, you know, 6 months into the game, is when we actually start to see what we would hope, you know? That's mad, I think I still have that STL file. Oh yeah, yeah. Just bought a Trigon 40k, excited for its first game. Nice, nice. I wish it. I'm really excited for 40k. But unfortunately, my excitement never actually survives contact with the enemy being 40k. Leaks Veeks, hello my man. Hey Andy, when do you think we'll be seeing the balance update? My gut is currently saying after LVO, but GW do have previous form for dropping updates right. Good question. Everybody online was saying middle of Jan, and I don't know why everybody, I don't know where it came from. I don't know if somebody said something, whether it was, you know, another playtester leak, or if one of the other content creators said something, but at one point, I noticed that everybody just started saying, oh yeah, it'll be middle of January. And I was like, where did this come from? Who said this? And why did everybody else pick it up really quick? So I assume other people know something I don't know. So my guess is middle of Jan. So right before LVO, which is fine. If it's 2 weeks before LVO, cool. LVO has time to adopt it, all good, I'd say. Thoughts on HOTA? Just bought a box of them. So I was hyped on elves. I bought Mandrakes, Scorpions, Howling Banshees and Corsairs, right? I was hyped on elves for other reasons that we don't need to get into, okay? During that time, I also looked at Hand of the Archon, thinking maybe there's some source there. We know they've got the Dark Lance weapons, right? Let me tell you this, not my thing. I read their rules, I was just like, these don't really feel like elves to me, you know? I don't know. Maybe if I would see them played and somebody played them who knows how to play them against me, like just smashed me and did some really cool, funky stuff, I'd be like, oh, okay, all right. Actually, I liked what you did there. I get it now, that makes sense. But just reading their rules through, they didn't do what I want an elf team to do, I feel. So, yeah, I don't know. Not something I can really help you with. They felt, I don't know, uninspired, it probably isn't the right word, just not elvy to me personally, that's all. We always need more Marines, particularly loyalist lieutenants. Totally agree. That's the one, that's the true thing we have not had in our lifetime. I want to be bringing this guy to the table, right? Look at my lap. Look at this chap. What a beast. Once I paint him, can't wait for it. Hey, you know those Marines everyone made fun of? Bone colour. Very cool. Very cool, is all I'm saying. Yes, that's right. Just before I got into my elf phase, I was having an Angels of Death phase. I don't know, man. We definitely need Grey Knights. I 100% agree. I really, really want Grey Knights. That'd be so cool. They don't even have to be a new strike squad. I'll take any Grey Knight. We could get a whole new unit. And then we get the refresh for the full range in 11th or something. But yeah, anything Grey Knight, I'm in. Love it. Big fan. I feel like they're nerfed legionaries, but nowhere near enough. Yeah, totally agree. I reckon they will miss. They will miss. Big miss. They'll be playing battleship with legionaries, saying like, C11, and legionaries like, see you next Tuesday, you know? I hope they need Warp Coven to F tier so that you, yeah, I agree. For you, you want Warp Coven to get absolutely wrecked. so that finally you can play them and not have everybody say, oh, you just play them because you want to win. Gosh. Warp Coven are mad though at the moment, to be fair. Like, no memes, they're mad. Mountainside Tabletop, hello Vic or Brad or the combined two of you. We don't need a name, you are an entity. A YouTube content creation entity. Good to see you, my sirs. Have you ever dabbled in Gunpowder Gundam? I know that's very in at the moment with all the big YouTubers, but no, I don't like Gundam. Why don't I like Gundam? I think they look silly. There you go. I love big mechs. I should love it. I just don't think it's something about their proportions, their design. I don't know what it is. I just don't think Gundams look very good. There you go. That's life. I apologise to everybody. There you go. Andy, they changed the article of the White Dwarf. Oh, yeah, no, I know. As soon as I finished recording that and had it uploaded, I checked my Discord and I saw, and it obviously made so much sense. Like, yeah, of course it was the combat patrols. But it said in the article, and, you know, I was like, oh, maybe. No, I knew, but I kept it up just in case. You gotta dream big in this life, man. Grey Knights, hell yeah. Panda Op. Hoto are in a great spot in my experience. They play well into the current meta, having 2 piercing weapons. Lovely, glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. You know, I looked at them and I just didn't get it. But Kill Team does tend to be a game that you need to learn at the table, you know? So maybe if I was forced to play them several times, or played into somebody that already knew them, I'd get them. But just reading their rules, they didn't speak to me. But that's a personal preference for me. I just want to say this is the worst hobby anybody has ever watched. We're building my first kill team later tonight. Amazing. What are you building, my good sir? My good Dakar. No, you're Dakar Dakota. Okay, all right. Which kill team? I assume orcs. VAD. Okay. I just painted my test model for Plague Marines. I went bone colour, like 30k. Very nice. I love a good bone colour. Can't lie, it's very much my thing. Not even a joke, just love it. Love a good bone. I find it very easy to do. It's why I've done literally my entire Space Marine army, which is right behind me right now, bone coloured. Marines are cool. I know that I crap on Marines a lot, and they deserve it, but gosh, they're kind of cool, aren't they? They're not cool in a smart way. They're dumb cool, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Sometimes that's what you want. You're now as brick mountainside tabletop, haha. Yes. Is it really a big mech if it doesn't have a cathedral on top? Yes. That should be very cool. It isn't though. It doesn't make sense. Because really the Imperator Titan's only like 20 meters tall. And so it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. They need to redo the model or something and like do it properly, I think. They need to do, it's bizarre they don't have a real, like, this is the biggest Titan in the game. Like, they can scratch build it. It doesn't have to be an official one people can buy. But they should go ahead and do a proper, we've reimagined and properly imagined the Titans. Here you go. We let our heavy metal team, our scratch build converter crew, go mad for a month, and this is what they've done. I think that would be silly of them to not do it, but there you go. Battletech over Gundams. I would agree. I definitely grew up on Battletech. Sorry, no I don't. I don't agree. I mean Mech, I was thinking of Mech Warrior. My bad. Never mind. Armored Core Gundam. Again, Armored Core didn't look particularly interesting to me. I don't know why. I love the idea of big robots, but all of that kind of, I don't know. If it's not a Transformer, I'm not into it. That's all I can say. Yeah. Love the idea, very few big mechs I actually like. But, you know, I am a Tau player, so Does my opinion mean anything? No. As a man who loves his Marines, they do. Yeah, they do. They do. They deserve to be roasted. Everyone should roast them, but they are very cool. It can't be denied. It can't be denied. But that's fine. That's fine. Also, let's just say it. I don't want to get too political in here, but Ultramarines are a cool legion. Sorry. I said legion. Chapter. Don't roast me there, 30Kers. I apologise. Not orcs, high tech circle, because my buddy scooped it up for me. Very nice, very nice. I'm also a big Necron fan. Very genuinely, if you catch me on the right day, I'm a fan of every 40k faction. Yeah, there you go. That's what's been my biggest issue in learning 40k and like game systems in general. I don't have a main. I always flit around. I'm very bad at commitment to certain things. I could, I suppose, segue smoothly from that into a discussion on today's first topic, picking your main. Or I could keep reading chat, that seems more interesting. So are you telling me I should paint their helmets flesh red colour? Haha. I feel like I missed something there, but I'm just going to say okay. Greetings, hope all is well. Hello, David. I hope that all is well with you too. David is the name of my older brother. You are not him, though. Just throwing that out there. Mech Warrior is Battletech. Is it actually the same? I don't think so. But you know what? The mech designs look so similar. I would believe it if you say it again. I will believe it. So there you go. That's how close to my convictions I am. How do you decide on your custom Angels of Death? Did you have to think about the weapons they have? Ooh, that's a question. That's a good one. I always love theory crafting, conversions and proxies. So you've spoken to my heart there. Pure Taz. Okay, so normally I decide what team I want to have and then I build to that team, right? Jesus Christ, this has not been kind to my fucking... Yeah, that's how I normally do it. However, with this team, it went the other way around because this team is... I'll show them in a moment, but this team, I saw the, what was it, the secret level trailer, and it was all Blade Guard based. And I just got really excited about, like, I want some Marines, I want some Blade Guard, let's do it. So I wanted a Blade Guard team, so I bought 2 boxes of Blade Guard. After I did that, I thought, oh wait, no, sorry, I bought the Titus model, and I wanted to make it look better, because the Blade Guard next to the Titus model looked awesome, and Titus looked crap. That's how that went. Okay, so like, right, I'm going to do an all Blade Guard and Titus, led by Titus, whatever, team. Cool. Then I decided, just out of nowhere, after buying that stuff, oh, actually, I should just do the coolest Marines. And what are the coolest Marines? Inevitably, they are the chapter-specific Marines. So that means the Primaris Sword Brethren from Black Templars, that means the Inner Circle from Dark Angels, and that means the Sanguinary Guard from Blood Angels, right? So I bought a box of each of those. Cool. So that leaves me with Titus, 2 boxes of Blade Guard, and just a crap load of other models as well, okay? So that left me with too many models. So I then didn't want to stick any of them on 40mm bases. I didn't want to mess around with them too much. So basically, that Angels of Death team is just going to be all Assault Intercessors. There you go. And I'm taking a Sergeant instead of the Captain, which I've never actually run before, because I wanted to not put them on different base sizes. Oh, Castellan Crow as well, for the Grey Knight representation. And that's about it, really. That's all I can say about that team. But normally what I do is I would look at the base size of the models I want to have in the team. So I would say, okay, I know I want a captain or I want the heavy bolter. So one of these guys is going on a 40mm base. There you go. But I did not do that this time. So what can I say? Yeah, I got a little bit too excited about the actual fluff and modelling and hobby and stuff. So yeah, pretty awkward. Oh dear, sorry, I'm getting absolutely covered in this flaking black paint. I've got to scroll up. I missed something. Same universe and timeline. Oh, okay, that's good. I didn't know that actually. Ultramarines are sick. I'm down. I prefer. My preferred aesthetic is cloth over heavy armor. So I'm naturally a bit of a Dark Angel guy myself. I need to calm down on buying kill teams. I bought Jaegers, Mandrakes, and updated my AOD in the last month or so. On top of the 4 I already had, I need to adopt a 1-in-1. Some people have to do that. I might have to. I'm really hoping that the recent purchases I made are the end of that. I went a bit mad in like the final week of December. So, fingers crossed. Yeah, I've got no time to hobby it before an event at least. So, yes, Mech Warrior are game set in the Battletech universe. I did not know that. Crazy. Mech Warrior, sorry. So I would have been introduced to it with the computer games for Mech Warrior, but I assume, from what I know, Battletech as a universe began first, and then the Mech Warrior games came in, right? BT Mechs is just the name of the series of games in BT Universe. Oh, and Vespid. Of course Vespid. Titus doesn't look the best. So that is exactly why I started doing the Blade Guard team, because I wanted to make Titus look good. There you go. Right. Wait, I'm just twigging that you're doing Volcus. Is this a second set? No, Jin. This is me doing blue tacking my first set. However, unfortunately, the way I did the hobby originally means that I've got flaky paint on the bottom of it. So when I put the blue tack on, it just peels the paint off and doesn't stick. Why we, the mouse-side tabletop, that is why we are scraping it. Yes, yes. My bad. As for choosing a main, I think it needs to be what you think looks cool and the rules excite you. You know, picking your first team is always what looks cool. I don't think there's anything about that, but I think if you're looking at a main, that implies you already know the system somewhat, and I think that you can probably advance beyond that. But to any beginner, 100%, pick a team that looks cool, that's it. I cycled through 10 plus teams before I started on Corsairs. And are you still on Corsairs, is the question. I see, lol, fair enough. How do you like the captain compared to the sergeant? I have never played the sergeant so far. I think, in honesty, I would prefer the captain still. However, I don't think the sergeants are going to be bad at all, basically, yeah. Who knew Andy could find a way to blue tack? I know, right? It doesn't make any sense. I thought blue tack would just stick to anything. And it does. Unfortunately, the paint doesn't stick to the terrain. You know who else has a lot of cloth? Thousand Suns. I used to be a Thousand Suns guy, yeah. Don't know what happened, but yeah, I used to. I used to be an everything guy, to be fair. To be fair. No, Andy, don't lie to yourself. No, I know. I'll probably buy something at Big. That's, yeah. Just can't help myself. Yeah. I've got issues. That much is obvious. Right. Love your channel. A CT Silver, thank you so much. You're too kind. Thank you. I relaxed on my kill team purchases, thankfully. My friend is asking me to paint and ship teams him, so it's putting a stop on my own impulse buys. Oh, that's good. That's good. I just buy because I need to buy, and it's retail therapy, not because I'm actually ever going to do the hobby, right? I mean, like, that Mandrake Tyranid purchase team I just did. It's turned up and I don't care anymore. Because now I'm thinking normally, I'm like, oh, well, no, I should see if I actually like Mandrakes, if I want to, like, properly main them. And if I do want to properly main them, then cool, I can do this conversion. But otherwise, I probably won't. Why didn't I have that before I spent 150 quid on Tyranids? I don't know. More than that, sadly. Sadly. A lot more. Yeah, I've got issues. Battletech is older than 40k. Yes, I had believed that, yes. Battletech started in 1984, the first mech warrior. Well, there you go. I was clearly a mech warrior kid. No, moved off Corsairs with the edition change. I need to make something new, and I wouldn't adjust the rule. That is a fair point. I think it looks like Corsairs are doing very well, though, at the moment. Good evening, Andy. Jack, hello. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you, my man. Jack, of course, a sad veteran of Kill Team, who doesn't play it anymore. Because he's got a family and happiness. Whatever, dude. Rubbing it in our faces. Outrageous. Right. Been playing Bok, but I'm going to move on. Really? Because I'm sat here saying Bok are really good. Why haven't you liked Bok? This is mad. You can't see the full extent of what I've done to my desk, but I'm going to fix it. How am I going to fix it? One of the first things I had to do in this house, desktop Hoover. I'm gonna mute myself so I can do this. One sec, guys. There you go. Right, done. Got to drop off for a bit. All right, Brian, thank you so much. Have fun at work, I guess. Fun. I'm talking about assault sergeant or gunner sergeant. I think if you're running one of those two, you're. Tell me if I'm wrong, everybody, but I really don't see why anybody would run ranged intercession. Surely, I mean. You're primarily a melee team, in my hot, cold opinion. Do you think it's smart to have one elite main team and one non-elite main? If somebody was going to come up to me and say, Andy, I can only have 3 teams, what should they be? I would say 1 elite, 1 regular, 1 horde. Because that's going to vary your play styles the most, right? Give you the most bang for your proverbial cuck, if you will. Why is he working on Volcus? It is already done. I am currently blue tacking it because I'm a man of principle. And if I'm gonna crap all over worlds for having dodgy terrain that knocks all over the place, I am going to make sure that my terrain doesn't do that. There you go. Got any bedtime stories, kids? Back in a bit. Okay, all right. Have a good one. Desk hoovering, now the real, you know it, my man. You know it. This has been a very messy job, I'm going to be honest. You should main Kroot. I do like Kroot. I probably won't. I've played against them once this edition. I feel like they just aren't going to be for me. I don't know. I have no like hard and fast, this is why I don't like them. I enjoyed playing against them. They were fun. But I think maybe they're a bit too big brain for me. I feel like they're not a particularly strong team, but if you forget to do their things and they have a lot of things, why are you even playing them? Kind of. That's often something that stops me from playing teams, to be fair. That you have to remember the rules. Bloody nightmare. Also, just want to say I love your channel. It's helped me so much with navigating the system and getting me started. First time we get to chat, but I posted my Halo converted miniatures. Oh, yes. Well, thank you for the kind words, Tom. That's very, very generous of you. You know, I started it all because I just wanted to talk about Kill Team 2018 at the time. And was too excited and didn't want to bug people I knew in person. So I started a YouTube channel, so there you go. Hey there, me and my 5 friends are starting Kill Team and learned a lot from your videos. Thank you very much. I'm happy to help, you know, hopefully the next one coming out is all about line of sight. So if you are not yet au fait with line of sight, this is going to be the one for you. It's an absolute banger. I have not yet edited it, but after that video, you will know everything there is to know. I promise. You might have to watch it a few times, but it's 40 minutes of pure gold, okay? We scrolled too far, disaster. Major Tom, I keep thinking about getting my crew out again. I had great fun using them for teaching games. They're a good team. Sorry. Ignore elites. They're a fun team. There's a lot going on. Why range in session when you have sniper? Yeah. Andy, I think you underestimate AD stalker bolters. They hit. No, I totally agree. Like, if you're playing in session, not in session, sorry, Angels of Death, stalker bolt rifles are really good now. Totally agree with you. But I don't think I'm underestimating them. I just think that you're still better in melee. And you still have, it's not like you don't have ranged. It's just, I don't think there's, you know, if you're trying to absolutely min-max it, maybe you want one, but I think in general you're still going melee. But you know what? You've always got to keep in mind biases. I enjoy teams where I don't have to think too hard and I can run up the board and hit stuff. So of course I prefer the assault intercessors, right? That's me. That's me. So I'm not saying if somebody were to play stalker bolt rifles into me, I'd be like, oh, that's stupid, I'm going to beat you so easily. Not at all. They would destroy me, I'm sure. But yeah. Does blue tack help the terrain stick to the map? Yes, it does. He's not alone in that. I don't understand why people aren't trying them more. Okay. Fair enough. Speaking of home repair, my shower just broke and I need to run out to the hardware. Oh, okay. Good luck, Academic Chris. Pucknell Productions, why do you hate Star Striders? Is it the orbital strike mechanic? I don't know. I just don't like the minis. Yeah, I just don't think, it just doesn't speak to me. And they're quite shenanigan filled. You'll generally notice that I don't like teams that are honest teams. No, sorry, not honest teams. I don't like teams that are regular humans that are really good, because I can't play them. Oh, gosh, I can't play them, but I get beaten by them all the time. And I'm like, well, this team sucks. So it's purely personal bias. I'm very open with what I'm biased about. I just like, don't like it. Why do you hate Star Striders? I can't cope with horde teams anymore. I totally agree. Like, 12 models is too many models. I just don't want to play it. It's too much. What teams do you hope/think will be the next box? So, obviously, we have no idea. There are rumours, and I don't know, I'm not really that interested in rumours, but I can tell you that I would love to see Tyranids and Grey Knights. There you go. Those are the big things I'm missing. And demons. A new demon kit would be awesome. There you go. But yeah, Grey Knights primarily. Line of sight, thank you. Yep, it's coming. Oh, just remembered, excellent vid on TTS, not being able to meet up with my buddy to play. Yes, well, that all thanks goes to Academic Chris there. I reached out to him and said, can you teach me TTS? So we did. We had a little test game of me playing Mandrakes and him playing Phobos. Guess how that went? Then he, yeah, and he taught me how to set it all up. So, mad lad. My latest obsession with the kill team collecting is that now I want all the teams with pets. If it's a turret pet, so I'm screwed. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, so obviously after Underworlds, GW kind of realised that people just like pets in teams, yeah. We like cute things. Even though we're playing in a big grimdark world, everybody likes cute little models. There you go, they just sell better. That's fair. Damn it, why can't I delete chats? Did I miss something? I don't know. This is changing my life. I was so tired of my train constantly moving. You know it, my man. You know it. Of course, I already did a short where I pointed this out. I will say this should not be new info. And I did a very good little in the short demonstration of how successful it was, you know? So, difficult teams is when they do stuff, and when a team does a lot of stuff, it's crude. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, isn't it? Right? I agree. Crew do a lot of stuff. I don't want to do a lot of stuff. I want to just like run forwards and hit stuff and win in a way that other people can't. Thank you. We should all just main Xenos. Xenos is the way. Xenos is the way. Despite me earlier saying that Marines are pretty cool, actually, Xenos are pretty cool. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I'm a Xenos main. Am I? Yeah, maybe. Sure, why not? I am also glad the next box is still a mystery. I imagine we're going to be, not spoiled it, sorry, we're going to be shown it for the LVO reveals. And you know what? I'm cool with not knowing till then. There you go. That's fine. Works for me. I'm glad the next box is still a mystery. What are your thoughts on how Psychic is in Kill Team? It's similar to 40k. Yeah. There's no real flavour to it, is there? I don't know. It's fine. I think in Kill Team it works. However, in 40k, you know what? I do like Psychic tests. I wouldn't mind if Psychic tests came to Kill Team, actually. That'd be fine. It's not very Kill Team, but I do like that flavour. I like that it felt like you were casting a big scary spell from, you know, Warhammer Fantasy Battles. I think that's cool. Very cinematic. I think 8 to 10 models are ideal. 6 feels a bit too anemic for me from what I've played. Really? Okay, fair enough. I don't quite know in what way you mean anemic in this sense, though. Because I hear, for example, Angels of Death, say what you will. I think they're a great beginner team. I think they've got real power to them. But they get really boring. Like, they only do one thing. So I fully understand that people don't want to continue playing them. Is that what you mean by anemic, maybe? Boring? They have a great opportunity to give the Grey Knights a bit of a... man. I would love a proper Grey Knight team. There's only so many ways you can customize Castellan Crow to be different poses. You know what? I'll give us all a treat, an eye treat. I'll put Castellan Crow on the screen for us. There you go. What a chap. Love it. They have a great overview. I still believe we're never getting a NID team, and hot take, we shouldn't get a NID team. I know exactly why you say that. I disagree. Moving on. No. No, I think it's crazy that we don't have a Tyranid team. Likewise, I think it's crazy we don't have a Demon team. There you go. Done. Simple. Simple as. Space FBI has the Robo Puppy. I want it so badly. Yep. Space FBI is one of the ones I'm considering on taking to the tournament in January. So, you know, that's a thing. That's a thing. I don't know if I will. I feel like there's more to learn there because I haven't really played them before, but I have played Blades of Cain and Mandrakes. So that would be kind of a bigger step up for me. I'm going to look that short up. I miss out on so much content because YouTube notifications don't... Oh, yeah. Also, shorts are in a totally different algorithm to every other video, long form videos and to streams. So, yeah, I don't know. It was the TTS video, like Jaegers and Corsairs. Jaegers seem like a fun team, to be honest. You know, simple, basic in a sense, good beginner team. Corsairs seem super complicated, but like just so much going on with them. But that's fine, that's cool if you like them. I saw everything they do and thought, ooh, a bit too much. Legionary is the most run and hit stuff team, but they feel so cheap because, yeah. It's such a shame. It's such a shame because they've got great flavour to the Legionary team, Like, lots going on, really cool. You really feel like, oh yeah, Slanesh is good. Nurgle's good. Like, everything does what it's supposed to do. But man, if we can get to the reveals with it being leaked, without it being leaked, I will be happy. I miss the old. Totally agree. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. Every new Necro Squat release GW shows makes me wish they were in 40k. You know what? I hate to say it. I want to like Leagues of Votann, but I really don't. And that goes for the squats in Necromunda 2. None of them do it for me. I don't know why. However, I like dwarves. I like Warhammer Fantasy Battle Dwarves. They're awesome. But I don't like anything that Leagues of Votann has done. It's very frustrating, actually. Because I'd like to be a dwarf guy. Anyway, that is my Volcus terrain. Finito. I don't know how I take it back upstairs, though, without sticking it to the base of this thing. So that's great. Where's... Art not done. There's another piece. Good stuff, good stuff. We'll put Castellan Crow there for everyone to look at. Just for fun, really, just for fun. Of course, I'm playing a game tomorrow against old Bruce. So that'll be fun. I don't know what he's playing and I don't know what I'm playing, as it should be. We'll figure it out in the heat of the moment. How long does the blue tack usually last on terrain? You have to replace it, like, relatively often, I feel, but not always. It depends how much you're using. I'm not truly a blue tack guru. You'd have to actually talk to Bruce for that one. Like, so at my one of my local game stores, there's all of the local TO, Bruce, the guy I'm playing tomorrow, actually has all of the tournament terrain blue tacked. And it just lives in its boxes blue tacked, and it's like, I don't think it's ever been replaced. It just works. It's huge splodges of blue tack, works brilliantly. I'm doing small splodges, and I feel like it might peel off, but I don't know. I don't know. We will have to see. I'm going to put plenty on this. Oh, you see. Didn't work. But you know what? I've bought a pack of blue tack. It's going to work fine. That's going to be my terrain stuck for the next year. Easy peasy. For, you know, £5. So, works for me. Anemic in the sense of just total bodies, and yeah, I agree with the boring on AOD. I did play Phobos and it was much more fun though. Yeah, okay, alright. You know what? I haven't had a chance to play much AOD because I'm playing against them because one of my local guys is a Marine lover and so he wants to be playing the Marines. So anytime Marines are on the table, he's the one playing them. So I can't really talk too much to it. I have played a little bit of Phobos. They seem interesting, I suppose. I don't know if they're actually my thing though. There we go. And that is a fully thinged thing. Right, I've got to sort this out again. Sorry, I'm going to have to mute. I'll continue reading as I quickly do this. Oh, where am I muting? Here we go. Boom, right, sorry, I'm back. So much hobby, my gosh. My gosh. I know what you're thinking. Andy, why are you standing up? Because I have a standing desk, electric standing sitting desk. I might sit down at some point, but we're going strong, so we're fine. I also feel like Warp Coven could be a very fun change of pace compared to AOD. Yes, they've got a lot going on. We do need a team, totally agree. I played Space FBI last night on TTS. It was beyond fun. That's great. Good to hear. Maybe I should play them. How are people generally feeling about their tier levels at the moment? They're not doing bad, are they? Yeah. Casket, Cane, or Marines? What do you take for someone who hasn't played? Casket and So. It depends what you want to do. If you want to relearn the game, you've played before. You've played before. Caskin, Cane, or Marines? I think it just kind of has to be Marines, to be honest with you. Like, start where you're supposed to start. Take Marines. Yeah. Yeah. They're there for a reason. Oh, and it jumped. Corsairs are so much better than last edition. Corsairs do look better than last edition, totally agree. I mean, once people can work around Jaeger's Alpha, you're kind of in the same boat as Aquilons. That is very fair. That is very fair, yep. Have you played Rattlings yet? It is the line of sight things, but yes, I've played Rattlings three or four times. Pass. The line of sight's not good with them. But I don't know if you're supposed to actually play them sat up on like rear vantage points, you know? But no, the line of sight is bad with them. But it depends how anal your opponent is going to be about visibility. If you go against someone that's like really, really strict raw, then yeah, you're going to really struggle to get shots off with your back line. But if that's the case, just move your back line forwards and fight closer to the enemy, and rely on your Scarpa, you know. Horde teams are 12 plus. Yes, that's correct. So I say 6 to 8 is Horde, 9 to 11 is normal, 12 plus is Horde. I said the wrong thing. Obviously, 6 to 8 is elite, 9 to 11 is normal, 12 plus is Horde. Sadly, Caskin went from most boring team, but it's funny to make your dice better to just most boring team. Yeah. They're very consistent. I don't know if they're boring. I haven't played as or against them, to be fair. But just their rules, they are very consistent shooters. Are Scouts good or fun? They are not good. My Marine opponent thinks they're fun, but they are not a good team at the moment. But again, that's going to change with the balance state slate. I've got my Scout team right behind me. No, I don't. They're upstairs. I've moved them all upstairs because I ran out of room. I think they could be a lot of fun once they get a little touch up in power level. Back to back. Was the music? The music's always been going. Yeah. But yeah. Love the videos, brother. Big Dilly 79, thank you so much. You're too kind. Really helped me get started with the kill team. Glad to hear it, my man. Pepsi Max drink of choice. I go with the only true answer. It is a Diet Coke, caffeine free, because it's late. Why would I want caffeine? And it's gold. You know, you got to ask yourself when you wake up in the morning, are you a gold or a silver kind of guy? Are you a bronze? No, I'm a winner. I'm gold, baby. Gold all the way. I think discussing this now, I've realised I only played AOD once. It was my first game ever, pretty much. I think now with many more games on my belt and understanding the system more, you should probably play them again, I would say. They have like tricks and shenanigans inside them. They're not like the most basic team. They are quite basic, but they're pretty solid because of it. I think my opinion on AOD will change. Right, why don't I like Bok? I think they're a really solid team with some nice tricks, but after 10 or so games, I found them quite repetitive as the playstyle needed to maximise them is narrow. Yeah, I can see that. I feel like they only do one thing. I haven't played, so I've played against them. How many times? 3 times? I've been tabled by them 3 times. No, I've been tabled by them twice. Once as I was Aquilons, once I was Nemesis Claw. I got down to one model versus one model when I was Vespid on a very rigged board, let me tell you, in my favour. And I've played as them a few times and they performed better than I expected. I have beaten them once as well. And I've got to say, I think they're really strong. I can't lie, I think they're pretty strong. But also perhaps strong in a way that they isn't fun, maybe, I don't know. As with all things, they're quite dice dependent, perhaps. I don't know. What I found was that because all of their pistols are rending, and you have ceaseless, man, it just means that you're so consistent. Like against Marines, he was putting 8 wounds through every shot. It was like, goddamn. Like really, really messed up my Marines, 2-shotting all of them, you know? Yeah, that was tough. Try different combinations, but love the Banshee Leave the Executioner Blade as you could do such cool splash plays. She killed 2 Plague Marines. How? That's crazy. That's crazy. I've got her right here, I think. There you go. This is my Bansh. I don't actually know which blade this is, but Spear looked cool, so I went with that. And it's notably different from the blades that the others have, so it can be whatever. That's what I thought. She killed my Plague Marines in the last game despite being on 2 wins. That's a beast. Who is the most basic? Angels of Death are your most basic team. I would generally say. If you're a beginner, you play Angels of Death. They are your go-to first team. Think we will see the new orcs at any of the upcoming tournaments? 100%. The Wrecker crew are a solid, easy to grasp team. I think we'll see them. Yeah, for sure. Be weird if we didn't. My friend and I have been playing Legionaries versus Void Dancer Troop. Legionaries are just nuts. I bought the Blooded Team kit so we have more EVA games. Oh wow. Yes, Legionaries are ridiculous. Totally agree. I'm quite surprised Void Dancer Troop are being wiped quite so roundly, but yeah, probably at certain gameplay levels, Legionary do win that match, for sure. But Void Dancers, it's not like they don't have any play. I would throw out there. Going to try them again soon, good. My view might also be what by playing to elite teams. Well, Jin, that's exactly what I was saying in my Patron video, as you would know if you were a patron, of course. I struggle. So I'm deciding between Bok, Mandrakes, Exaction Squad, and I want to play test some games into them so that I can make a decision for your tournament. And I almost feel like there's no point playing them into anything other than Marines. Like, I'd like to play them into each other so I can see what they do. I'd like to play them into Hordes to see how they handle that. But literally, what's the point? Like, the tactics you use for Hordes have nothing to do, and the numbers you roll and everything, and the ploys you use have nothing at all to do with a game played into an elite team. They truly are 2 different games, and they're both fun, but they are different games. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I don't know, this is genuine, I do not know what this edition of Kill Team looks like if one of the 2 players isn't an elite team. That's really weird. That's not how the game should be. And I think that's a negative. Since Nemesis Claw and Legionary are such similar models, could I play both teams with just 1 box? Yes, you could. 100%. I've done a few, in fact I've done one guide. If you search YouTube for Glass Half Dead Marine team, it should come up with like 1 Marine team to rule them all, I think is the thumbnail. And that tells you exactly how to make that work. Appreciate strength is subjective, but I don't think they're strong, mid at best. Oh, okay, well I think that might be us having a slight talking past each other then, because when I say they're strong, I mean they're not the literal bottom tier, which is where every single tier list for the English speakers put them when they did their tier lists a month ago. So when I say they're strong, yeah, they're not topping tournaments, totally agree, 100%, but they're not bottom tier. they're not the worst team in the game. Are you winning a tournament, with a 4-round tournament with them? No, definitely not. Not without some serious luck or baked dice. The fact they table me 3 times in a row means nothing. I agree. Would Corsairs lean more mixed arms or shooting? They are mixed arms. I want a more melee Eldar team, and reading up rules, I feel like Bok would be right up my alley, or Mandrakes. Well, sure. So Corsairs are, yeah, they're just mixed arms. They have operatives that work at every different engagement range, basically. They don't often want to be in melee, but they have power swords, so it's not like they're bad in melee. They primarily work long range and 6-inch, or pistol range, whatever. I assume they're still 8 inches and not 6, but who knows. But yeah, there you go. Bok, I have found Bok to be really, really good at shooting. So that 8-inch pistol range with Bok is where they absolutely have dominated me, way more than I expected. I had assumed they were going to melee me, and they didn't. They almost never meleeed me. They ran out, pop, pop, done. Crazy. Only sometimes pop, pop. Obviously, they had to spend a CP to do that, or it was their aspect leader. Have you played with against Admech at all? Thoughts on them? I have read their rules, and I have seen them playing on the table next to me. They seem weak, which is a real shame, because of course they do have those 4 10-wound bodies models, which are pretty good in melee. But again, I have to go back to the fact that if you are across the board from Legionary, well, you're shit. But if you're across the board from Kassakin or Dwarfs, well, you've probably got some legs, right? So, you know, really tough to say. Really tough to say. They don't have the power to hang with elites. They're fine bottom to mid tier. There you go. Whereas I would say that Bok can hang with elites. They can deal with your Angels of Death, with your Nemesis Claw. They have that power, whereas I'm not sure if Admech do as much as Bok. It's all very weird to try and, you know, talk power levels when you're talking at this kind of, hey, if you ignore the S tier, which stops everything from being good, how is the rest of the game? I've got no clue. Literally no idea. The strat ploys are too restrictive in their conditionality. Totally agree. Let's be clear, Ceaseless is super strong on a 3-up hitting team. Probably too strong. It should probably be balanced. However, the whole ready expired thing, I don't know. I don't think it adds any flavour to the team. However, I do think that if you removed those, you would have to swap to balanced instead of Ceaseless, perhaps. Would you rather have that? I don't know. That free CP from Legionaries is very... Everything from Legionary is very rude. Let's be honest. Agreed, Elite Horde split. It's crazy how different... Yeah, it's mad. Don't get me wrong, though. Sometimes you can have a great game. And you get that real chess match feeling. It's great. But sometimes you just get table. It's like, oh, okay, all right. Table turn 2. Cool. Have you played any Space Marine 2? Yes, I have. Been loving the game, and that is what brought me to... Oh, awesome. Out of curiosity, Biggie, how did you make that transition? So you played Space Marine 2, and then what? You just Googled what are models? Like, how did you get over to Kill Team from that? Did you see there was a specific Space Marine 2 kind of single-player co-op Kill Team map pack that was released? Was that part of your influence at all? Or you just thought, oh, Kill Team, smaller and cheaper than 40k, perfect, I'm in. Really curious. I have amassed so many Kill Teams over the last year, I just don't know where to start. Have you painted them? Or do you just have them in boxes? I played Corsairs and I really enjoyed them, but they definitely felt like they wanted to sit back a bit more. But like you said, they could hold their own in melee. That's fair enough, that's fair enough. I might just buy both Bok and Mandrakes and call it a day. Yeah, why not? Just be the Eldar guy. You've got Mandrakes, they're awesome. You've got Bok, they're awesome. You've got Corsairs, they're awesome. There you go. Why wouldn't you, really? Jim the Sheep, I'm starting to wonder if I'm playing Bok wrong with the way you describe them into elites, lol. Yeah. I don't know, man. You know, they have the juice against elites. They don't have the juice into Legionary or Warp Coven, but everything else, they should, I think. Maybe. Maybe you need to get your dice checked, because honestly, you gotta roll a 6 on 4 dice. That kind of helps, because then you've rolled 2 6s, and that's really good. I might just buy both Bok and blah, 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 blah. Your point about Kill Team being 2 different games is so real. Playing against normal teams feels like a battle. Playing versus elites feels like sweating to the max to hold the line. Yeah. 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 They definitely missed the mark a little bit with the elite teams this edition. There's no doubt about that. I still think Kill Team's a good game, and I think that the 2 sides of Kill Team are really good, but there just isn't a middle ground, you know? I don't know, they just need to work on that. It's just, I don't even know what they need to change. That's the thing, you know? And I don't know what they're going to change. Are they just going to remove one model and carry on? I hope not. I hope they're a bit more subtle than that, but who knows? Who knows? I don't have enough experience with Legionary, Warp Coven, and Inquisition to tell you this is what needs to change, right? But they have missed the mark, that's for sure. Your point about kill, yep. I feel like a few elite versus Bok between equally skilled players heavily favours elites. Yes, quite possibly. For sure, the person that tabled me twice in a row with Bok was a better player than me. There's no doubt about that, for sure. First, have you moved on to your second topic now? No. I don't think I've talked about any of my topics. So, yeah. I did say at the beginning that this is not something you're going to come away from learning anything, okay? I'm just talking. I'm interacting with chat. That's it. I can talk about my topic if you want, or I can save it for next week. I started watching lore vids and they got sucked off. You said in, but I changed it to be funnier. You're welcome. And then the fact that Kill Team is so much more affordable and closer to some games I played as a kid, like HeroClix and HeroScape. Fair play, fair play. Yes, it is much more affordable, let's be honest. Let's be honest, because like, just here, right, this bad boy right here, this could be the only purchase you make, and that's it. You're in. You buy one box, you're in. Done. Kill Team, 40k? 40k? Nah. 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 Yes, Relentless is pretty awesome. Lethal 5 with Ceaseless ended up in a lot of 4 crits. Oh, amazing. Amazing. Hold on. Relentless is pretty awesome. How are you getting Relentless with Bok? Where's your Lethal 5? Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. I'm with you. Yes, indeed. Indeed. So basically the way it went with my opponent is he ran in, he shot, and then he ceaseless 1 or 2 dice. There's a crit in there. That means 2 crits. Really hard to block 6s. And then I got tabled. There you go. That was the whole game. That was it. It's like, oh, okay, right, fair enough. The one time he didn't roll a crit, it's like, oh, you didn't roll a crit there. That's a first. Oh, so maybe dice were skewy, but he was using my dice. So maybe my dice are skewy, I don't know. I've turned into the Kill Team guy. I want most, if not all teams. Someone wants to play. I literally have anything that might tickle their fancy. That's the way to be. Hey, if you're into the game, you're into the game. Awesome. But I've already started a Colonel Dark Angels army too, so I guess GW has me in their grips. GW will do that, yeah. They've got to fix the Astartes rule. Is that the issue? Because I agree. If you just say, I don't know. Is that the issue? Question mark. Because I find that often my opponents will be very aggressive with their Astartes rule, which means they will shoot or fight me. But you can do that even with the Astartes rule not being there. You can be right. I'm not finding the fact that you can counteract on conceal the issue with Marines. I'm finding the fact they can do another thing that kills me again. So really, each of their models are like 4 APL. That's the issue, and they could do that on an engage anyway. No, if you had a question, you could ask it. I don't remember what my topics were to clarify. So if you had a question, please ask. How are Blades of Cain right now? Well, we've just had a little chat about that. Let me get my Blades of Cain. They're right here. Here we go. It's my Scorps. That's my Corsairs, who will of course just be Dire Avengers. Can you believe I went out and I bought the whole Corsair team just to build none of the specialists and just build them with their rifles because I wanted good looking Dire Avengers? You can believe it. I know you can. It's not out of character for me. I understand that. But there you go. That's my little Blades of Cain team. I've got 5 of each. You need at least 3 of each, let's be clear, because you need 3 so that when you're deciding your tac ops, you can choose to be what you want to be. There you go. I've got 5 of each. Well, 4 of each really, because 1, 2, 3 are the aspects, or the X-arches, whatever they are. So, you know. So I've got them here. I know what I'm talking about. I haven't played them, but I've been tabled by them. And that's basically the same thing. I think they're good. I don't think they're a great beginner team. Maybe that's where Jin's going wrong, mate. Oh, I have frozen in one of these things now, though. Why is that? Can I fix it? Let's find out. Or am I going to just crash everything? That does seem to be dead. Okay. Good stuff. It's what you like to see. It's still connected. Then act like it, mate. I've been completely sidetracked now, everybody, sorry. By technical errors. Let's turn that off. Let's turn it back on. Blammo. God, I'm a tech wizard today. I think they're good. I don't think they're a good beginner team. I don't think they're a team you should be learning the game on. However, they do have legs. If you're ignoring the S tier, they do just fine. There you go. However, I don't think they play as you expect them to play. Ultimately, you do want to run a mixed team if you're trying to optimize them, like I have in front of me here. However, many howevers here, I realise, many provisos. I would probably say that if you are running them mono aspect, then actually Scorpions are the way to go, because Scorpions have the most tricks that allow you to stay safe when you're attacking. Whereas you don't have the durability with your other models to do that. There you go. Not like I meant to be a TO who know these things. TOs just get to make it up, it's fine. Whatever you say goes. Lethal 5+ with the Dire Avenger ability. Yes, you can be Lethal 5, for sure. Or you can be Torrent 2, yes. I've read the rules once, that's enough. I started collecting in June and now I have 7 teams and I've played 4 games. Am I cooked? Honestly, that is a very common situation for people that play Warhammer games. It's a hobby. We refer to it as a hobby, not a game, generally, because not a lot of people actually play more than their hobby. How do you think I can proxy my Khorne demons? I was thinking on the all Felgor. Why would you not just Felgor? As you say in the vid, as you think there is a best option for my first game? Do you think maybe there is a best option for... no, just run Felgor. I don't see any issue with that. That sounds like the way to go. Khorne demons are 32 mil bases. There's a lot of 32 mil base teams. That's kind of where I always start when I start thinking about what could I proxy things as. I think you're good to go. Just go ahead and play, have fun. But yeah, Felgor are a great first place to start. Did you get the Scorpions or do you have Banshee and some... I assume that was asked before I pulled these bad boys out. Yes, I bought I bought the Scorpion team. Hold on, here we go. I've got it right here. I was disappointed actually. So this is the Scorpion team that I purchased. There's actually a video coming out about this soon. Who would have guessed? I'm trying to monetize my purchases. And this is the token set for it. I was quite disappointed by this. Look at this, this is it. 6 equipment tokens is the only thing you get on here. It's like, I was expecting a little bit more, if I'm honest. There you go, whatever. You were talking to somebody else, not me, so there you go. Great, good job, good job, good job me. The problematic part of a starter is that the fights twice. It makes kills so insanely guaranteed. Oh, right. Sorry, I thought you were talking about being able to counteract. So you mean taking away fight and shoot twice? I guess if you put fight twice as one ploy they all had access to and shoot twice as one ploy they all had access to, so it would at least cost them CP? But then you just always use it, wouldn't you? And they're not particularly CP hungry teams. I don't know, that's a, oh man, I don't know. I haven't tried to think of Marines that aren't shooting, fighting twice. I mean, you could argue with how counteract has changed that now that is their shoot or fight twice. Maybe you do remove it. But then you know what they are? They're Eldar. Because that's one of the issues I've had with Blades of Cain, is the fact that you can't shoot and fight twice. You've got your 3 APL, but what do you do with it? Interesting. I haven't really considered them as not shooting or fighting twice before. It's interesting. Single Blades box, so the Scorpions. Have you had a chance to play Necrons yet? No. I haven't played as or against Necrons. They've been on the table next to me once and they trashed Legionaries. So they are very strong, yes. Yep, they've got some tricks. Okay, so the Mono Scorpion team is okay, but you need the extra operative types to really, yes, what Jin is saying is correct. Jax chimed in with bullshit. I don't know what to, but yes, you've nailed it. It's a skill issue. I agree. That's right. That's right. No, it's jumped again. Elites did kind of suck last edition IMO. They have massively overcorrected for this edition though. The wound buffs for the Chaos teams wasn't necessary. I would say... So the thing is, Elites released good. Then they got nerfed and they sucked for the whole of the last year. But at one point, if you recall, when Intercession dropped, everyone thought they were broken OP, right? Like, we were having exactly the same chats, not to the same degree as Leadery or Warp Coven, but we were saying, how do we beat this? Like, this is crazy. They got figured out, but they are natively strong. Playing Kill Team in my head whilst my child screams at me. It's all in the Mind Palace, I like it. Don't you? Yes, I do. That is correct. That is why I'm not painting my models in front of me. Correct. You've called me out, you've noticed. I do hate painting. Yes, at some point, these guys will look cool. At the moment, they just look like big boner dudes, and I really can't be bothered to paint them. But I will put the other models on the table, so it looks like I'm doing something. So you guys have something to look at, right? Aren't these Angels of Death teams just super cool? Fucking hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. There you go. Nice. I like Scout Squad, but all the good players like yourself rate them pretty far down in the tier list. How much do you think that terrain matters for certain matchups? Let me tell you this, I'm a not good player. I'm very middle ranking, middle to low ranks. I place myself. Not that I go to tournaments often, so I can really test it, but that's me. And I've tabled Scouts twice. That's all you need to know, okay? What was I playing to do that with? Oh, I can't even remember, to be honest. I think I played Angels of Death once, and I played a not elite team once, and it was bad. Vespid. I tabled them with Vespid, all right? I say that as a Marine player too. The switch from a 12 to 14 wound operative keeps them around just a little. I told you, you know what? They could lose that. They could go to 12 wounds. I wouldn't complain. Or maybe, I don't know, removing shoot fight twice is not a terrible idea. The true disappointment is the record tokens that are missing the pulsar token. The most important. I agree. The only one you actually need to use from the set. If you play the pulsar rocket, yep, totally agree. I did call that out in my video, I will say. Oh no, they can't take away shoot fight twice. It's the counteract that's the problem, IMO. I've built a Brutalis Dread. Have you seen any homebrew ops with one as a boss or something? Well, I have a Brutalis right here. For amusement's sake, I will show you. This here is my just come off the wash. And this is what it looks like after. Look at that. What a beaut. This is my Brutalis Dread, yeah. So, no, I haven't. However, I'm vaguely intending to do that myself. So in the last edition, I talked about doing a builder boss workshop with a whole bunch of ideas, and I was going to do that myself because it seems like people are generally quite excited for solo and co-op PvE stuff. So I thought I might add to that and actually go ahead and build out my builder boss rules. Yeah, there you go. But no, I haven't seen anybody's version of theirs in the wild. I've just built a Brutalis Dread. Video soon on optimizing Bok. Buying them sooner than expected, I guess. I won't be doing a video on them because I'm not good at unless I play them at the tournament, maybe. But no, you know, yeah, I don't have enough experience. Despite how that some people are okay with doing a lot of content where they've just read the book and they haven't actually had like reps. That's not for me. Not because I think I'm above that, not at all. If I thought I could get away with it, I totally would. Or if I thought I was natively good enough at the game, I would totally put in minimal effort and still put out content. But I'm not. So if I didn't get reps in, I would probably get more wrong than is really allowable to myself. Yeah, so we shall see. But if I take them to the tournament, then yeah, maybe. I'm currently leaning heavily towards mandrakes, just so people are aware. The reason I might want to go Bok is because that would be cool, because right now in people's tier list, Bok are lower than mandrakes. Again, as mentioned, Bok are literally the lowest tier on all of the English tier lists, so that could be fun to, you know, do well. But I won't win a tournament, let's be clear. The Marines shoot twice, but make it so that they both have to be bolters, make fights twice a firefight ploy, so it costs, and they only get to do it once. I suppose, I don't know if that's the targeted action they need applied to them. It's a way to nerf them. I don't know if it's the thing though, you know? Like maybe, I'm not saying it's not. I don't have anyone to play with, so I either have to PV or Sadhammer. Have you looked at my TTS tutorial? That is the thing. Is it a dumb idea to use a commissar and a somewhat crouching old sentinel as a patriarch? Nah, sounds fire. Definitely do that. That sounds sweet. I don't quite know how you're going to get the size to work there, but that sounds awesome. I'd definitely do it. Just make the second shot plus 1 PS. Sure, perhaps, you know, the Astartes rule and counteract, I would argue, and counteract would be plus or minus 1 to hit after your first action in that turning point. Don't know. That could be a thing. That could be a thing. It would definitely make people think about how to play their teams a lot harder. That's for sure. That'd be interesting. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Simply removing the ability sounds a bit much, perhaps, but you know, we shall see. We shall see. Cool. Wow, I caught up with chat, and only 20 minutes left in the stream. There you go. So should I actually talk about one of my bullet points? So what do you want? So it's deciding your main, your first tournament, how to not tilt. I guess let's talk about deciding your main, right? Okay. I'd probably agree with Jin that, yeah, that if you ignore the S tier, they're probably mid tier, yeah. Maybe higher. Maybe higher. Return Overwatch to -1 BS. I wouldn't be against that. I don't think they'd do it, but I wouldn't be against it. Well, there's only 20 minutes. You know how much I ramble. I don't think I can do 3 topics in that. However, I will talk about deciding your main. So, deciding your main. The reason this is one of the things tonight is obviously because I'm going to go to a tournament and I want to decide which of 3 teams I want to play. I've already decided it's going to be one of those 3, and there's several ways that I have narrowed that score, that thing down to just those 3. But I want to hopefully give you a little bit of food for thought for yourselves about how you could decide it. So let's be clear, this is based heavily on skill level, experience level, sorry. So if you're a beginner, you don't need a main. That's not what you're doing here. Or if you're coming over from 40k, your main is your 40k faction, obviously. That's fine, okay? Those people don't need mains. Mains are for people that are a little bit further into their kill team journey and they want to get, I'm going to say a little bit more serious with their kill teaming for whatever reason. Maybe it's just because you play casually, but you always lose and you're getting kind of sick of it, so you want to pick one team to really focus down on and really start to smash out some reps with so that you can not win, just not lose all the time, right? Like, we all have that player in our little local groups of maybe only 3, 4, 5, 6 people, and there's one guy that just always loses. And maybe they're still having a great time, but let me tell you this. It's pretty nice to win as well, you know? So, perhaps you want to consider, what should I think about when picking my main? So, we're going to look a little bit beyond simply aesthetics. With a beginner, the question of what team should I first buy comes up all the time, and the answer is always whatever team you think looks coolest, because you can't explain to a beginner what else they need to know. You can talk about play styles. A beginner doesn't know their play style, right? There's no point talking about it, because kill team is, you know, there are quite a few aspects of kill team that are actually relatively unique, and that perhaps don't translate over from 40k or whatever other game system they may be playing. I imagine that we could say, again, I'm not a 40k expert, but I'm going to throw it out there, that perhaps if you're a Tau kill team player and you love battle suits, and what you really love is hot dropping into the enemy and melting their faces, and you want to stick with Tau, and you come over here and you play Pathfinders, because obviously that's the Tau team, it's like, well, it's not what they do. They don't have any hot drops. That's not how it works. You probably want to do a Tau converted Aquilon Tempesters. Or if you don't want to do that, perhaps for the hot drop aspect, you could actually look more at Vespid. But you know what? The Vespid aren't really going to melt face. The Aquilons are the team that do that. You know, that kind of thing. So, beginners don't need a main. They need a beginner team. So what is a main? How do you figure it out? No, not Harlow, we can do this on your Discord. Or we'll talk about it in January when I table everybody as Blades of Cain, Jin. Don't you worry, buddy. I bought Exaction Squad. I'm being sidetracked, aren't I? That's fine. So let's see if I can figure out what a point is to how to pick your main. So, I'm just going to kind of tell you my thoughts about the mains that I want to pick and how I got to those. So how did I narrow it down to only 3 teams? That's actually really easy. So I know a little bit about Kill Team, to the point that I can talk about a play style that I like, and I can also talk about the ethics of liking that play style, to be honest with you. So I can also talk about the fact that I play often enough that if I always lost, I would be very upset and I would stop playing Kill Team, okay? So I have a lot of knowledge about myself and myself in relation to Kill Team. I know what play styles feel like. Cool. So how did I get to Blades of Cain, Exaction Squad and Mandrakes as the teams that I'm interested in maining? And when I say maining, what I mean is I'm going to play one game with each of them, and then I'm going to pick one of them, and they will be the only team that I play for the next, whatever, month, whatever it is, until I've gone to however many tournaments I'm going in January and or February. I don't know what's happening in February, but for sure January. I've only got one on the roster, but you never know. You never know. So, good question. So here, right, this is going to be a personal thing for everybody, but I'm going to start with the truth. I'm not going to play an elite team. Sorry, hold on. Blades of Cain and Mandrakes are elite. I'm not going to play a Marine team because they're too OP. There you go. I think that actually my Angels of Death, I'd love to play them. Look at how awesome these models are. They're going to look so banging. Once I've painted them, they're going to be awesome. I'm not going to play them because they're too strong, and I think that they make for a bad game of Kill Team unless they are also playing into elites. So those are out. Even when I'm talking about tournaments and competitive play, I don't care. This, in a casual sense, is unfun, and therefore to me this, in a tournament sense, is also unfun. That is also not just perceived power, but it's also to do with underdog. It's to do with low tier teams are just naturally more attractive to me. I love the idea of taking a low tier team and doing well with it. That is so much cooler and better than taking a mid or high tier team and doing mid or high with it, right? I always am looking at the bottom 2 rows of every tier list whenever I watch them. As much as I claim that, you know, the top tier world's players are slaves to the meta, buddy, so am I. But I'm at the other end because those are the teams where you can find glory. I don't care. If somebody comes out and says, oh, I won whatever with Warp Coven, I won whatever with Leadering, I'm like, oh yeah, great, well done. That was hard, wasn't it? Don't get me wrong, it obviously was hard, but just the first thing I will think is, wow, what a hero. So brave, you know? But if I hear that, you know, Breachers have won a tournament, I'm like, well, hold on now. What? Everybody said they are literally the worst team. If I hear that Scouts have won a tournament, I've tabled Scouts. How the hell did they win anything? That's a story. That's interesting. That's heroics. That's the narrative you craft by winning with a bad team is infinitely more interesting than anything else in the game, genuinely, to me. It's a very meta thing there, but that is ultimately something that is true. And so when I'm looking at teams that I want to play, I have that dream, I have that slingshot, that stone to the head of Goliath that is a low tier team. There you go. So that actually limits what I can take quite a lot. Which, if we look at the top left picture-in-picture thing here, is why I have the Kill Team 3 Battle Kit open. So if we look at that, where are Mandrakes? Are they A+? No. Where are Mandrakes? I can't see Mandrakes. Oh yeah, they're A. Mandrakes are A, Exaction are A, Blades of Cain are B. Yeah, sounds about right, to be honest. Sounds about right. I'd probably place those there, yeah. Where have they put Wrecker Crew? I can see Rattlings. Oh, Rattlings, Wrecker, same place. Okay. Oh, really? I'm just not very good at Rattlings. Fair play, fair play. So, you know, and then next thing in line, you know what? It's theme. I think Eldar are pretty cool, I can't lie. Marines are cooler, but I don't want to play Marines. So, naturally, Aspect Warriors super cool, Mandrakes super cool, Exaction Squad not cool. So they're definitely losing on that one for me. However, I will say, actually, that, you know, I went out and I thought mandrakes, they're cool, nice, but you know what would be cooler? Instead of ghost walking elves, tunnel digging Tyranids. And I just take the claws so that it's WYSIWYG for the mandrakes, put it onto termagants, gene stealers, hormigons, whatever. And you got yourself a stew. That's cool. So theme can be changed, but you know, considering that I'm quite close to the tournaments, I probably don't want to do too much hobby at the moment. I want to actually play the game, you know. Theme's very important. And then it does come down to playstyle, obviously. I know myself a little bit. You've got to be really honest with yourself about playstyle. I'm very honest with myself. I'm not a very good player. And the way that I play and feel like I'm having my best time is when I'm playing melee heavy teams. That's why these bad boys here, just like I was talking about earlier with Angels of Death, I'm all melee. I feel like I'm impactful. I feel like I'm doing a lot when I charge and fight and shoot. That's super cool. Charge, fight, shoot, done. Maybe I get 2 kills, but then I get tabled, right? But I feel like I've done a lot. Being able to get kills, rack that up, feels good, even if I actually lose on points. Blades of Cain aren't that team. In fact, none of the teams that I've picked are that team, and that's partly why I want to, again, pick that main, so that, yeah, they're not really my natural play style, but I want to improve at the game. I'm a kill team YouTuber, and I'm not very good at the game. That's an awkward issue for me, all right? I want to get better at the game, and I do believe that basically the only way to do that is to take the training wheels off, the training wheels being 14 wound 3 up save teams that kill every model in the game in 2 hits apart from other elites, and have to start thinking when I play the game. Okay? There you go. That's it. And so because of that, I narrowed myself down to the low tier teams that I thought were interesting, and if we're just going by that, there's no doubt that just, you know, yeah. I'm wrapping it up. I'm almost there, guys. I'm almost there. I can go back to chat. If we're just looking at that, Blades of Cain win. There's no doubt about that because they are the lowest tier team. The theme I'm cool with, that's fine. And I cannot just charge and fight because Eldar are too fragile to do that. Cool. Then we can look at Exaction Squad. Why do I like Exaction Squad? I think that my current interest in Exaction Squad will not survive contact with the enemy being playing the game, because I have a cool idea that they're actually quite easy to play, because what you do is you run forwards with your shield, you get to fight first, because that's your ability, and you use repress, and you just parry out. Maybe you get 1 hit in, maybe you don't, but you fingers crossed you get 1 hit in, and then somebody else comes up, pumps them in the face with a shotgun, and they die. And I'm like, that works. That makes sense. But that is me regressing to the mean, or the meme, if you will, because I'm trying to play them like I play elite teams. Brain dead, run up, silly stuff. So I reckon that after 1 attempt at that, I actually won't gel with them. Then we get Mandrakes. Now, Mandrakes are much higher up in tier lists than Blades of Cain. They don't, but man, they're shenanigan fueled. I actually don't think Blades of Cain are particularly shenanigan fueled. They're just good shooters. Hey, am I right, my men? Yeah. But their shenanigans, all of their normal ploys are you get rerolls, that's it, there's nothing else. You get rerolls, you shoot twice, you fight twice, you turn off rerolls, that's it. That's all their normal ploys that cost CP. When you get to the aspect techniques, they don't have that much. None of them have 5 viable, is it 5? However many aspect techniques they get, they're not all viable, right? So you don't actually have to remember all of that. Generally, you're going to use 1 or 2 every turn for each aspect, okay? you know that when my Dire Avenger shoots, I'm going lethal 5. Unless there's 2 of them, then I'm going torrent. It's actually quite easy. You know that when you're doing scorpions, they've only got 2. That's all. Forget the others. They've got 2. They've got the thing where when you get a kill, you can dash and go to conceal. Oh, they've got super conceal normally, and then they've got shock in melee. There you go. That's it. Which one of those do you need? Right? And then howling banshees, they've got fly. There you go. That's, if I can remember it, that's not that hard to remember. Okay? So they're not actually very shenanigan fueled. Then we get mandrakes. Now, let me tell you why I like mandrakes. Firstly, they are shenanigan central, obviously with movement. However, they do have one true, this is the actually legit, the big thing about mandrakes that makes me really want to play them, and that is the dice shenanigans. Because if you ever play against me, or if I ever don't cut it out of a bat rep, I blame the dice all the time. And I blame my opponent for rolling too many 6s, and for me not rolling enough 6s. Sometimes I do, depends on the dice. But mandrakes turn that around. If my opponent is saving my ranged shots, that means they're rolling 1s and 2s, which means I can't blame the 6s. I love that. I genuinely love that. That's so good. Like, oddly, like that genuinely pleases my brain. If you save everything when I shoot you, I'm like, that's fair. If you roll all 1s, and which of course against Mandrake shooting is all crits, it's like, I'd be like, good roll, well done. But if you'd rolled all 6s, I'd be like, this is bullshit, this is I can't, you know, genuinely. And then when it comes to their shenanigans, you can charge through walls, fine. You bale fire somebody for free with just visibility, and that's it, there you go. And you have She That Screams, that's it, there you go. That's mandrakes. The trick with mandrakes, of course, is finding out whether or not you can get a good shadow passage. That's whether or not you win with mandrakes. Right, there you go, that's your main. Right, cool. I told you weren't learning anything coming here, guys, I apologise. Right. I bought exactly, Jodin, we're going back. I'm going to read the chat out, chaps. Sorry about actually having a point. I apologise, won't happen again. I bought Exaction Squad first and then never built them because of, oh yeah, tough one. I think they're a really bad beginner team. Obviously, a lot of people do have them because of 40k, but yeah, so many options with them. Yeah, a really bad first team just for that, I reckon. Do you own all the teams? Yes, I do. And they are all painted, apart from Corsairs, weirdly. I just never finished it. Yeah, don't know. I mean, they're almost painted. I just didn't finish, yeah. Is that true? Yes. I don't have full rosters on every team, but I could run every team validly, yeah. Just pick Marines to main. Never. Never. Look at the win rates. Pick the highest one to main. This game is so easy. Yes, I suppose. But where are the stats? Why is the only place that does stats now a really weird stats thing? Don't get me wrong, I'm glad that anyone is doing any stats, but they've done it in a particular way. I much prefer just a spreadsheet of just, oh, there you go. The people that were doing it on like Tableau, that was perfect. It's real shame they moved away from that. I'm absolutely with you on wanting to take an off-meta team rather than S tier. Yes, as long as nobody else takes S tier as well, then we're good to go. Because if they do, you're not winning. Do you think 10? What if I'm a Tyranid fan? What dreams do? I think you sent that before I told you my Mandrake Tyranid conversion, so I'm going to ignore that. We'll see. We'll see if you talk again. Do you think 10 Felgor Ravagers? That is, of course, Utical. There you go. Thank you. Eric. Do you think 10 Felgor Ravagers warrior teams will be strong because they can't be injured? So in my one box kill teams, I suggested 10 Felgor Ravagers as a meme, but Is it that they can't be injured, or they are injured? Let's check. I've got the site open right here, right? So is it they can't be injured, or just their movement isn't affected? I think it's cannot be injured. Yeah, okay, right. Just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to make sure before I started talking crap. No. It's not bad though. Is it at the highest level of play optimal? No. Is it pretty damn close at every other level of play? Yes. I would guess. There you go. Although I will point out I have not actually played as or against Felgor this edition. I've read their rules. I had a proper good read of their rules because I was considering them as one of the teams that I was going to consider for my main. Yeah, they've got legs though. They're clearly a strong team. I'd say make sure people can tell them apart from the different specialists, but no one can. Well, yes. So that's the thing when it comes to proxying, Oods. That's the toughest bit, because nobody can bloody tell the mandrakes apart anyway. So if you do a proxy, you have to be better than GW, right? So I thought, screw it. The least I can do is be WYSIWYG, because, yeah. So if I'm just WYSIWYG, and I literally just take the arms from the mandrakes and put them on termagants, nobody can argue, because it's legit WYSIWYG. There you go. I thought that was close enough for me. Leaks Feeks, naming no names. I did enjoy another YouTuber going on for ages about how a team were problematic and broken, and then post unself-aware videos about coming near topping tournaments with said team. So obviously, the person that said that openly says, or at least he used to, I don't know if he's changed his tune, that he deliberately plays broken teams because GW needs to be aware that they are broken. Because if GW is not aware and everyone just has a gentleman's agreement to not play them, they would never get toned down. Which is fine. That's fine. That is true. That is a factual thing to say. Obviously, that particular chap also just likes to win games and grind ITC points to the point that he will take even that team to like proper noob tournaments, which is a slightly different thing to do, obviously. I think it's totally awesome that you like to interact with the game as I want to win the game, I want to grind ITC. That's totally cool. I'm not knocking that at all. And if you're at that super high level of play and you know that other high level players can bring the best teams, why wouldn't you bring the best team? Like, as frustrating as it is sometimes, and you might think perhaps it's dishonorable or low morals or something like that, if that's how you enjoy interacting with the game, why would you not do that? Why would you handicap yourself? If you like winning, why would you not play the best team? As crazy as it may sound for me, I actually totally respect someone that just says, I just like winning, so that's why I play the best team. I think that's totally fine. And I think that the other thing about playing a team so that GW knows they're broken is true, and at the same time, total cope. If he just said, I just want to win, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, cool, fair play. Because he's not the only one. There's lots of people that play lots of things just to win. People like winning. Did you know that? It's a thing. We're playing a competitive game. It's in the title. You want to win. Get your pump-on glass. Yes, thank you. I'm going to have to take scouts to my Jan tournaments now. Oh, no. Maybe they get buffed. Maybe you'll be okay. The more you talk about it, the more I think Bok is the right choice for you. Maybe. I've talked myself out of Exaction Squad. I don't think it's Exaction Squad for me. I think it's Bok or Mandrakes. But we shall see. I don't know yet. I'm going to have to take scouts, blah, blah. When are you going to collab with Monday Night Tabletop again? I don't know. They haven't reached out. I have a Discord chat with both of them, but I think they're quite busy. And when we did the thing with TTS, where I was on their channel, you know, that was obviously a lot of effort for them. And you know, I will say additionally, it didn't give me anything, to be clear. It's not like when I was on their channel, I then got loads of subscribers in return. So it's very much like, from a collaboration perspective, collaborating doesn't actually give either side anything. They didn't get any extra views because they had me on. It was just something they did for fun and something I did for fun. And then I had them on my channel because it was fun for me. It was more editing for me as well, and for them. So yeah, collaborating with other YouTubers is a very strange thing. I'm more than happy to always shout them out. They're great guys. Really enjoyed my time on their thing. I would happily play TTS against them again anytime they wanted, or do any other sort of collab. But it's not something that people generally push with each other because it doesn't actually give you much. Yeah. But the chances of all ones is, I know it is. Ood, I know, but all ones are fine. Flying, obviously I'm way too late, but thank you for watching, good to see you. Ryan, I'm still working, he's back. I'm still working on my Nemesis Claw Tyranids. I'll probably finish it about the time they declass, yes, probably, yeah. I picked up some, along with my huge stash of Tyranids, I also picked up some from Ryan's Leapers, just in case. People that can't tell mandrakes apart need to stop spending money on minis and go to an optometrist. Fight me? Wow. We've got a hot take in chat. Okay. There are enough heads that you can build them without having top knots. If you remove top knots, they're just the same. They really are the same. I'm going to be honest. The only one you can truly tell apart is the guy with the shadow cloak. Everybody else, same dude. At the end of the day, it's a dice game. The reality is, some have better skills and better percentages when it comes to saves or kills or benchmarks, etc. But people can win with most any teams, just harder. Yes. Some teams. Yeah, I mean, some teams are better than other teams. There you go. I would agree with that. Definitely, for sure. But as we saw at Worlds, I mean, I said this just in a Patreon video earlier today, in fact, which obviously all my patrons have already watched. But just at Worlds, like, by all accounts, the Spanish player was winning until he went for that big melter shot and just fluffed it so bad it wasn't even worth spending CP to reroll. And then lost because of that, really. But I mean, even Dan at the time said that ultimately, I forgot his name, but the Spanish player was having a better game and playing a better game than he was. And, you know, it's a dice game. It's a dice game. They were both playing very well, obviously. They had the time to, so how could they not? But yeah, like, ultimately, it comes down to dice. And when you're both relatively evenly matched, and you don't have the kind of skill gap to fall back on as like a way to gain extra durability, if you want to view it that way, in your team, a single fluffed dice can lose you a game. Yeah. Sorry. Brian, as of now, I'm working New Elixir for leader. Isn't the New Elixir massive? Isn't that a 50mm base model? Warriors are also 50mm bases, and Leapers for the melee specialists. Thinking Parasite and Mortrex. Brian, are you putting them on 32mm bases? I don't think that's going to work. They're too big. The models are too big, right? I had this exact problem just the other day. I took a picture for all to see. I put my mandrakes, and I was thinking of doing like a craft world, so like Warlock, Mandrake team, and the Warlocks are crazy big. They're like a full head taller than the Mandrakes, and I even said in my community post there, I said, I think this is going to be the first team I convert where I actually have to bring the original Mandrake models so that I can swap them out if people aren't happy with the size difference. Every model you've just said is massive. How are you going to make that work? Don't get me wrong. If you just say, hey, ignore the silhouette, pretend it's a normal model size, that will work. And you just balance them on a 32mm base. But I don't think those fit on a 32mm base. I have a box of Warriors right there. They're on 50s. See, the best way to play is what is fun and speaks to you personally. That is true. I would agree. What tournament is this for? Warhammer World, LVO? No. Warhammer World and another tournament that is Nottingham in January, both have sold out. This is for a little tournament in Bristol on the 18th of Jan. There you go. There you go. It's because you all... It is, yes, correct. In fairness, I didn't gain any bump in viewers when I went on Play on Tabletop either. So, that was a lot of money that did not come back to me in the form of views. It did in enriching experiences in my life, but not on views. I care too much about the other player also having a good time, which is maybe the wrong attitude, because a good friend of mine only plays elites at the moment, and he's having I can imagine he's loving life. I agree. Yes. I agree. If you table somebody by turn 2, unless you're a bit of a weirdo, it doesn't feel good. I've done that. I was like, I don't know. And I've been tabled turn 2, and I was like, this didn't look fun for you. It wasn't fun for me. Was it fun for you? I don't know. Yeah, it's, yeah. Tabling turn 2 is not the way to go. I'm in the US, PA, which is, of course, is that Philadelphia? Or is that... I don't know. What's the other P? Philadelphia or Pawtucket? I don't know. I've got no clue. Heading to family for dinner. Love the channel. Glad to. Thank you very much. Enjoy. Silver. Even if you remove top knots, Shade Weaver, Shadow Magic, Giant Sword. Giant Sword. His sword is not that giant. I'm going to be honest with you. Giant Fireball. Leader is Giant Dagger. Only the Dirge Maul. The Dirge Maul is a real toughie. Yeah. Because when I was thinking about how would I represent that on a Tyrannid, I was like, oh, I don't know. The only thing I could imagine is that she kind of, I don't know, you'd have to add like additional magic or something to the mouth, as if she's Vox Screaming, which is the Nemesis Claw thing, to make her interrupt action. I don't know. Let him cook, Glass. Yeah, sure. Yes, I'm putting them on 32s. Really? Okay. Okay. All right. I told her for sure, but I'm not worried. Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, you can get around silhouette issues. I do agree. The Crouch Lictor is at least shorter. Fair play. Oh, okay, getting out of your ivory tower to meet the masses at a little local tournament. Very nice. Show them how it's done. We might have a slight different view on my lifestyle, but yes, that is correct. Pennsylvania. Yeah. The thing that's like that Romanian place with the Dracula. That's what I was thinking of. Is it Pennsylvania? Transylvania. There you go. Yeah. There you go. It's an entire state. Philadelphia is in PA. Who knew? Who knew? I've been to Philadelphia. Have I? Yes. I almost got mugged by druggies, actually, when I went to Philadelphia for the first and only time. So that was fun. America, woo! Yeah, Philadelphia is in Pennsylvania. Correct, it is also in the United States. What warband and deck pairing are you taking? Lol. Apparently I'm taking Drom and Burning Blazing Inferno, right? That's what's OP? That's what we really want to know. Yeah. Ah, yeah. Classic Underworlds. Classic Underworlds. There you go. Shout out drug users. Yeah. I was too young at the time to know what drugs they were doing, but they did do drugs. That's for sure. And definitely involved needles, and I did have to pay them money to get away from them. So there you go. That was my first experience in Philadelphia. I came out of the train station after getting off the airport, you know, got the train in, downtown, wherever it was, and I thought, oh, you know, I'll take a look. I had no real plans for the day. And I took a look around, and I was trying to be, I was solo traveling as well, as a mere youngster. And yeah, there you go. Anyway, I lived. Yeah, they got to get in the right route before LVO. It's going to be bad. Yeah, well, it's just going to be all Drom, isn't it? Even though Drom didn't win Worlds, wasn't it won by Thrice Curse Discord, I think. Yeah, live there and never be mugged. In fairness, they didn't like mug me. They just, you know, suggested that I give them some money, and then, yeah, and then escorted me to a cash point where they allowed me to give them money. So, you know, it could have been worse, all things considered. Expensive lesson, I'll take it. I'll take it. The lessons I learned on the underground taught me to avoid Scepter as much as possible. I don't know what that Scepter is, but I'll take it. Yeah, walking through a major urban city in most countries unsupervised or unescorted by locals is generally a bad idea. Yeah, you know, a youthful error is all I'll say. It's fine. How many total KT players are there in the world? At LVO? What do you mean? Thrice, and there are some other teams that can perform. Again, dice game. Yeah. Look, I don't want to slag off Underworlds too much, okay? Because I think that you shouldn't do that with small games that are struggling. I don't think that's good for it, right? But one of my big issues with Underworlds is that you're often rolling like one dice, and I don't like any game where you decide it on a single dice. That's another reason I don't like one of the reasons I like Kill Team. It is overtime. I should stop. But one of the reasons that I like Kill Team is we have dice pools. We can get some averages in there, just about, right? We can mitigate bad dice. Rolling one dice, hated. And I said just as much in my Hivestorm review. I can't remember what it was of exactly, but there are some things in there that just, hey, roll a dice. Oh, did you roll a 4 up? Well done, you do a thing. Did you not? You don't do a thing. One of them notably being stun grenades, right? Hate it. Hate it completely. There you go. Why on earth have I spent an equipment slot to be able to roll a dice? Right? If you want the thing to happen, let me do the thing. If you don't want the thing to happen, don't let me take the thing. What do you want to happen with this limited equipment option? Is it supposed to work or not? Sorry, I get very worked up. I got here late, so sorry you've already answered. Can you explain what's in your wash spray bottle? Yes, I can. Let's have a quick sip of Diet Coke, no caffeine. And I'm going to show you exactly what's in there, because I actually have one made up. One moment. So, I'm going to show you some things. I actually just recorded this to do a short on, but I will show you. What do I need to show you? You're getting a personal viewing experience here, chaps. I'm going to make this real quick. Oh, I can't believe anybody's still here. Hello, people. Thank you for staying around. Okay. We need more. We need more. That's not enough. Unfortunately, some of it, the basing is still wet on that bad boy. Right, here we go. Let me show you. Let me show you. So, as I just mentioned, I am currently thinking about Tyranids. This is my Tyranid. Oh, let me put it. Let's move this crap. Bloody Marines. Terrible, aren't they? Also, sorry, guys. These are my Corsairs that are just Corsairs, but giving the regular splinter rifles. Shame on you guys for not complimenting me on running Corsairs instead of Dire Avengers, crappy models. All right? Not very hobby inclusive. I was very proud of that decision. It cost me a hell of a lot of money. So, I'm just going to pretend you did all say, wow, Andy, such a genius, well done. I've never seen anybody do it before, but Corsairs are lovely models. Right, anyway. Okay, so this is my, yeah, this is a Tyranid. This is the color scheme that I use. Do I have another one? No, I don't. Cool. It's very simple. I really like it. Cool. It's super simps, okay? And the skin is just single coat of Tyron Blue shade. That's it, okay? It works for me. I don't do anything else to it. There's no dry brush. It's just single. Thank you. Utakul gets it. He saw the value of those Corsairs. Cool, right? But, you know, I'm lazy. Whenever I do any sort of shade or wash, I feel like I can speed that up. And so, what I did was I took this acrylic paint, which costs like £2, whereas this costs £4.50, okay? £2, £4.50, all right? I then pour into a random spray bottle that I have, an amount. Obviously the amount you pour in of this, if you go back and watch the short, sorry, not, if you go forwards, once I've edited it and posted it, the short, you will see exactly how much of this I put into this to get, and the consistency that this, and thickness of wash that this will give. You want very roughly 25% this, 75% water, gives you this. This is not much, this is maybe, I don't know, total an 1/8 of this, maybe, a 1/10, I don't know. I didn't use much. Cool, that gives you this. With this bottle, you can then spray all of your models that you want. And that will last you quite some time, but let me show you what it looks like. It looks like this model here. So this is a metal model, so hopefully I don't break it. Here we go. Ignore the base, but this bad boy here. So, is that actually, I'll just put it there like that. You can see it, right? So, there you go. And that's it. There's nothing to add. I sprayed as much of this on it as I could, gave it a little shake so that it didn't pull too much, and that's the model done. Haven't touched it since. It just gives you an all-over colouring. I'm going to give you a little bit of that wash where you get to see it dip into recesses a little bit, right? So it's not just a flat texture if we look at the arm there, right? You know? Obviously I'm going to go over this and colour in the carapace and all that stuff, but this is just untouched since I sprayed it with the wash. Done. Nice. Oh, and I did the base, which is currently drying. It's going to be an ice base just like that guy. There you go. Honestly, you can't go wrong. The only touch of advice I would give you is, depending on the look you're going for, you probably want more acrylic, like paint in there, than you might think. There you go. That's all I would say, perhaps. Leaks Veeks, thank you so much. You're too kind. Thank you very much. You're too kind. Oh God, I'll just push that over. But yes, so this is, I've never done it with a blue before. This came out really nicely. I would say, if you're thinking, so for example, if you are trying to get a lighter blue, then you probably actually want to end up just using less of this rather than using a lighter blue. There you go. The difference is, yeah, like this won't really give you, like, it's not like you can use, yeah. I'm not an expert. I just like to put acrylic in bottles and shake it and then spray. There you go. Right, I missed a little bit of chat there. I'm going to quickly go back. Square hello. Can we get a double hello for Dice Honesty? Square hello. Yes, yes, yes. Is Hijack Cycle a good starting team? Ooh. So I think, so it's not a good one-box team, that's definitely for sure. Because it has quite a lot of operatives and you won't have all of the leaders. So just purely from that perspective, is it a good starting team? No. However, it can be, it's still powerful and valid as a one-box. Yeah, like it's a good team. and it's relatively durable in a way that Marines aren't. So just for their durability, I would say it's a good starting team. However, if you're thinking about collectability and you just want one box done, it's not a good team. Fair point, Hercus. Hey, we just started to the game. Do you recommend any terrain sets to get first? And do you recommend standing desk for mini work? Ooh, terrain sets. So Volcus is great. I will also, while I'm here, quickly point out as well, I'm going to do a big like terrain collection thing. So this is some MDF that MicroArt Studio sent me, which is going to be in my like all terrain you could use for Kill Team. If you don't like hobby, this is really nice. It also has a bunch of maps for the WTC, which uses a very similar set. This is kind of their like, looks like Octarius thing. So if you don't want a hobby, this is good. There you go. If you do want a hobby, you could get Volcus is just the standard, right? Like, I have issues with Volcus, but it's what everybody's playing, and it's what everybody's going to be playing for 3 years. So can't really argue with that. What else? I'd probably say don't get Beta Decima. Beta Decima isn't as bad as I meme it to be, but it's not good. At this point, I probably wouldn't get Into the Dark. It's not a bad rule set. It just doesn't really work for me. And then apart from that, I'd probably say any sort of MDF from TT Combat, if you're happy to paint, would work. I think it's called Shattered Domain, is really nice set of fantasy looking terrain that would work just fine for Kill Team. Yeah. I have a lot more than that. There's also, there's more. There's also a lot of the Age of Sigmar stuff. So if you want to go and look for the Spearhead terrain and terrain from the last edition of the starter sets from the last edition, that all works really well. Stuff from Warcry works well. And then there's also, again, if you don't like painting, there's actually Wargame EU, Warmat, GameMat.eu, which does some pre-painted, like really heavy, chunky, I'm going to say polystyrene, that's the wrong word. It's like polystone, that's what it's called, like heavy resin that comes pre-painted. I've got that, that's really nice as well. Yeah, there are so many options, to be honest with you. Standing desk for mini work, 100%, yes. I would thoroughly recommend that if you have get an electrical up-down desk like this bad boy right here. It goes up, it goes down, it's amazing, you know. The reason it's so amazing is because I want to do things at different heights. When I'm painting and building, I want to be at a slightly different height to when I'm eating or to when I'm watching TV or using the computers for work. And sometimes I want to stand so that I'm not sitting down like I am doing for this stream. But yes, it's more the little differences in height you can get for different sitting down tasks that I use it for mostly, than the sit to stand thing. Yeah, 100%. Well worth the investment for me, I would say. Additionally, if you play Kill Team and you play 40k, you kind of want to be at different heights for both of those games. So yeah. The shot of you shading using a spray bottle genius, thank you very much. Thank you, I'm gonna go try that on some terrain soon. That is how I did my Volcus. Let me tell you this, chaps. When I get given a box, I gotta be real quick with that hobby because I'm quite slow with hobby. I just did it. It was the first time I'd ever tried the spray bottle technique. I just went for it. Didn't know what ratios to mix anything, I just did it. It turned out okay. So there you go. WH Smith are the strangest shops in the UK, and they are very strange, I do agree. Back to work for me. Thank you, Ood School, good to see you, man. Play on the local who always... Who could we be talking about, Jack? I don't know. Do you have any ideas? Well, of course I don't. He's me. Gonna hop off as well. Thank you so much, Brian. Gotta be on work at 8. God, mad lad. And Kill Team Ken. Jack, you need to get some reps before Bristol. Yes, it is late. I've gone off half an hour longer than I intended, so I am gonna log off now. Well done me for having 3 potential talking points and not needing any of them. But more importantly, thank you everybody for talking in chat, because without you nattering away in chat, I wouldn't have had anything to talk about. It would have been a very slow stream. So you are the real heroes. And of course, if you made it to the end of the video, I'd like to give you a big triple hello. Wow, so wholesome. Truly the wholesomeness knows no bounds in the live streamed world of Glass Half Dead. Direct just got here. Perfect timing. Luckily, you can watch the whole thing back. You're good to go, my man. You're good to go. It's been a lovely 2.5 hours. Do I have anything else to add? So, if you're here and you weren't here at the start, I will, in theory, be doing a stream a week. Hypothetically, I'm going to find a weekday that works for me. Obviously, I've tried Monday today. Maybe that won't be what I do next week. Maybe it will be, I don't know. I'll see. I'll see. And I will attempt to do that every week. And if there's every week I'm not here, starting streaming at 7:30 PM my time, then I will let people know with a community post. There you go. All right, well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. You are cool. Stay hydrated and keep being cool. All right. Thank you, everybody.